Hello! Happy Friday, everybody! I'm trying this again. I just tried to make a Facebook Live, but my phone was all pixely, so we'll see if this works. Comment if you're on, say a little hi, whatever, what's up. I am coming to you right now from this beautiful nature preserve that is right by my house, and I started coming here a couple months ago whenever I have time, and I just like to walk around and connect with nature, and it's become a practice of mindfulness for me, which to me means being present and having appreciation and gratitude for whatever it is I'm experiencing, whatever it is that's in front of me. So something I started incorporating in these walks about a couple weeks ago was earthing. So I'm walking barefoot right now through the leaves, the dirt, the sticks, the whatever else, little bugs and critters and things. And earthing, in case you haven't heard of it, is just a fancy name for walking barefoot. Which is kind of hysterical that we have a name for it, since, I mean, we were born barefoot and we only started using shoes so many years ago. But you know, it's just funny that we have to come up with terms and actually take time out of our day to try to do things to connect back to our roots now, as opposed to we used to just live in the wilderness, right? And earthing has a lot of amazing benefits for your health. It's pretty cool, but basically you're just recharging your energy to Mother Nature, and it can do things for your circadian rhythm. It can do things for anxiety, depression, a lot of mental health issues. And there's a lot of other great benefits you can look up too, but I've just found it gives me a peace of mind and just a calm attitude after walking around barefoot. And it's funny because I'm sure you're thinking, like, aren't you cutting up your feet and doesn't that hurt and isn't that gross and that kind of thing? And it's really not at all. But it's funny because one of the first times I did this was with my best friend Kendall. When we were camping, we ended up in a predicament where we were without our shoes and we were trying to get back to our campsite, and it was like either go way around on the pavement while it was like raining or cut through the wilderness barefoot. And she was like, come on, we can do it, let's just run through. And I was like, but I'm gonna step on something, I don't have shoes, like what's out there? All this fear, which is so silly. And she was like, come on, Shay, don't be silly, like just be mindful. And I was like, what do you even mean by that? And she's like, just say it to yourself over and over again while you're walking, like, I'm being mindful, I'm paying attention to where I'm walking, I'm not gonna step on anything because I'm being cautious, I'm being present, my feet will put me where they need to go, that type of thing. And of course I'm laughing at her, but I did it and I didn't step on anything, and I was shocked. And ever since then I've kind of been applying this practice to everything I do in life. It's like we rush through so much in life and we get so distracted with everything that's going on, with all the busyness and the chaos and trying to keep up with everything and everyone. And it's like, how often are we actually being present though? I mean, anxiety is all about spending all your energy in the future, and it's such a common emotion and become a disease for so many people because it's just a way of life. And depression is all about spending all of your time and energy in the past, which again is such a common disease. And the cure to both of those is just being present. If you're not focusing on the past and the future and you just stick to what's going on in front of you and have some gratitude for it. Sorry, my phone is buzzing. Have some, Also say hi if you're on. If you just have some gratitude for the things around you, a lot of that anxiety and depression kind of dissolves. And I'm saying that from my own experience. I mean, I spent a lot of years being clinically depressed and medicated for anxiety, and I was really unhappy with a lot of things in my life. And once I started incorporating these practices of being present and meditating and taking care of myself from a place of like checking in with what really made me happy and what I really liked doing and what made me feel alive. And once I started incorporating all these things, my depression and anxiety just went away. Like, it was just a natural way to cure it all. So for me, something that gets me super excited and feels really good and connecting is connecting to animals, which there's one little guy right here. Hi, buddy. Let's see if I can show you. This is my little tortoise friend. I wonder if you can zoom. Ooh, hey. Here's a little gopher tortoise. He's super sweet. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't mean to scare you. That's my little buddy. I'll zoom back out so you're not like looking at my nose, but but this is something that just really gives me so much appreciation for life, is spending time in nature, spending time connecting to animals, and just taking time to breathe in the fresh air, relax a little, not think about my business or work or anything that I'm supposed to be doing, and also getting some alone time, because that was something that I avoided at all costs when I was depressed and anxious and all these other things. I always wanted to be around people because I didn't want to deal with whatever was going on with me. I thought it was better to just look outward and, focus all my energy and attention on everybody else's problems, what was up with them. And I never really took time to sit with what I was feeling and sit in my emotions and actually experience, like, who am I? Because especially being an empath, like, I pick up all different kinds of people's feelings and emotions. See, good thing I'm being present, because that was like a bunch of dog poop and I did not step in it. Even while distracted holding a phone. That's pretty good. I'm proud of me. Okay. But so I pick up a lot of people's emotions and energy and what they're feeling all the time. And before I understood what an empath was, I liked to project it out, and I didn't like to sit in it. I didn't like to really take the time to deal with whatever it was I was feeling. I would numb out with a lot of, alcohol and TV and food and everything else you can think of. And I never liked being alone, because that's when all that stuff would bubble up inside of me, and it was terrifying, and I didn't think that I could really handle it. So it's been many years of healing and learning and growing, and now I love being alone. I spend a lot of time alone, actually. I work by myself, and I do things like this for fun because I like spending time with me. Now I know what I feel like, what my energy is, what my emotions are, as opposed to what's everybody else's feelings and emotions and energy. And so it's easier for me to realize when I'm picking up what somebody else is putting out, sort of thing. And it's easier for me to dust it off and let it go and heal, as opposed to back then it was just an overwhelm of, like, I was always sad, I was always upset about something, and it wasn't me, it was a lot of other people's stuff that I was carrying. So if you are an empath, generally nature is very healing for empaths. And if you're not sure what that is, like, ask questions, comment, whatever. But basically it's just the ability to be able to feel what others are experiencing. And it can show up in a lot of different ways for different people. So I have a little more connection to animals than maybe most people would. Speaking of, there's somebody over there. Hi! Another tortoise friend. Okay. And what else? Like, I also have the ability to kind of like fully tap into someone's being and feel where they're carrying energy, which is pretty cool for like healing, because oftentimes it's hard to tell where pain is even being stored in us sometimes, and where we're carrying like our traumas and our emotional baggage and all these things. So if somebody else can kind of tap into you and be like, oh hey, you have a lot going on in your heart, you have a lot you're carrying in your feet, whatever, it can help you clear it out and like acknowledge it faster. So yeah, but other people can tap into different things than I can, being empaths. So it's all just different types of gifts that we have, and I truly believe that all of us are gifted in one way or another. It's just part of our life journey to uncover that gift and figure out what it is that makes us different, and what it is that, how do we get to give back to the world too. I think that's a little part of everyone's journey, is figuring that out. So for me, I think a big part of it is being able to tap into others and just holding space for them to heal through whatever it is, and holding space for them to grow. Because it goes back to like the busyness of our life. We get so distracted and chaotic and caught up in everything that we forget to even like check in with ourselves, with how we're doing, with what's going on with us. Like, how often do you actually check in with like, how am I feeling right now? Like, tell me right now, how are you feeling? And don't give me like bullshit answer of like, I'm good, I'm fine. Like, how are you actually feeling? Like, what's actually going on with you? Are you feeling sad? Are you feeling angry? Are you stressed? Are you anxious? Are you numb? Because a lot of us are used to just being numb all the time. So anyways, I think that, what I was saying was, I think that I get to just hold space for people to tune into themselves. It's not that I do anything with my coaching or my healing. It's not that I am like helping people in any big way. It's nothing that I'm doing. It's the fact that I just sit there and kind of breathe around them and vibe in their energy and be like, okay, I ask certain questions to pull things up in them. And other than that, I just give them the time and space and attention and energy that they might need to work through whatever it is that's going on with them. It's as simple as that. So, oh, there's another little tortoise guy. Where'd he go? So anyways, I hope that you maybe got a little something out of this. And if you did, write a little comment so I know, because I think I'm going to start doing these more often if you guys are enjoying them. And I hope that you have a fantastic weekend. And remember to do something that makes you feel good. Remember to be present and be mindful and enjoy nature, because it is just ridiculously beautiful. Like, honestly, how blessed are we that we get to experience this life?